Hello, my name is Ebony from Embodied Playgirl, and today we're going to talk about why you cannot afford to not do your inner work every single day. This is a truth that I have had to revisit throughout life over and over and over and over again. And I've gotten to the space where I'm just like, you know what? I don't want to have to learn this lesson in the same way 5 years, 5 months, 5 days from now. I just want to integrate it right now. So I have made the decision to start doing my inner work daily. And I have a few reasons as to why I feel like you should too, and why it's pertinent when it comes to the ascension journey, when you're trying to level up, when you're trying to be better in your life, in your romance, in your business, in your work, with your friends and your colleagues, with your children, with your partner. It's important to always do your inner work and not skip time not doing it. Now, what I do want to preface this to say is that sometimes we feel like we always have to be doing the work to the point where the work starts to consume our lives and we're so focused on being better that we never focus on the present. And that's not what I'm talking about. When I talk about doing your daily inner work, I'm talking about having some routine that you follow every single day that gets you present in the body, present in the mind, knowing who you are and whose you are, and just your true power and how you can create. When we are able to align ourselves with these values, with these morals, with these high levels of consciousness on a day to day basis, we're able to actually have the lives of our dreams. So I got to a point where I'm like, you know what? I really can't afford to not be in that space at every point of my life because I always feel very out of whack when I haven't done my daily work. So, back in like 2020 or 2021, like probably a conjunction of those years, I used to do meditation every single day. Not only would I meditate every single day, but I would also take time on the weekends to go to the park, which was just a lot of greenery and just a big water fountain. It was just so beautiful. And I would sit under the trees and literally connect to the trees and meditate. And I would ask for the energy of the trees to build me up, to remind me of my roots, to remind me of where I come from, because trees are some of the oldest living things on this earth. So I would connect on a everyday basis in a spiritual way, and every chance I got. It got to the point where people would call me and be like, "You're at the park, ain't it?" "Yep." "You meditating, ain't it?" "Yep." Every single time. And I remember when I started integrating meditation on a Monday through Friday basis before work, because what I used to do is I would do it after work. But then I decided, you know what? I want to feel good before I go in. So let me start doing meditation before I go. But every time I would do meditation, I would get into these deep trance like really beingness present moment like moments that I would just feel so sad that I had to go to work and deal with more heady things like production meetings, like chaotic things that needed my expertise to solve. And it was always so chaotic at work that I used to just wish for a remote job so that I could do my inner work, do my daily meditation and things of that nature, so that when I got to that trance like state, I could still be in that energy and do my work versus having to snap out of it to get into my head so that I could actually do my job. And I used to pray for moments like that. I remember sitting in front of my window of my income based apartment. And I used to just pray for moments where I would be living and doing and being the person that I know I can live, do, and be. And I would pray for moments where I would have the space to be able to really tap in and have that moment to meditate on a daily basis and not be interrupted by like major, but also insignificant challenges of life, like solving something as simple as something that could have been solved in an email, doing that on a day to day, and it's taking me away from my presence and my beingness. But I started thinking about like, wow, now I have the life that I've always wanted. I live abroad. I live in a beautiful place. I love my condo. I love my home. I love the country that I live in. I love the connections that I've made. I love seeing my daughter flourish. I love seeing her thrive. I love seeing her make new friends and communicate and just have fun in this beautiful, wholesome experience. And now I do work remote. I don't have to be taken away from my beingness and my presence. And it's never any problems per se that are so chaotic that it would really take me away from me. The only thing that would take me away from me is me not actually getting out ahead of my day. And what am I doing with that time? Not to gang up on myself, but I'm not utilizing the time the way that I wish I could have in 2020. Am I doing my daily meditation? Am I doing my daily breath work and my alignment and just really getting into the pocket of my creativity and my flow state? No, I'm not. I'm not utilizing the space the way that I once intended, the way that I once prayed for. So I realized that because I'm not aligning in that way, it's bringing about experiences and people and circumstances that are not really in alignment with my highest good. It's more so in alignment with the level of consciousness that I'm on at that time or in that day. And the thing about that is, whenever you're pulling uh, different experiences from the reality that you're currently on, but you have the capacity to go so much higher, those people and those places and those experiences still exist after you decide to shift and ascend. So you still have to take care of experiences on a lower vibrational level once you've ascended to your higher vibration self. So I have gotten so tired of this that I'm like, you know what? I simply cannot afford to not do the work. I simply cannot afford to recalibrate my energy. I simply cannot afford to make space for myself and to reclaim my time on a day to day basis. So I have decided to start doing the work to get back to where I've always known that I've existed and I've thrived, which is my daily inner work. Now, this is not me always going deep and doing work where I'm always trying to get better. It's just me simply recalibrating my energy every day. So yesterday does not have to come into today. Yesteryear doesn't have to come into today. 30 days ago doesn't have to come into today. And the reason why we want to recalibrate on a day to day basis is because we don't want to call in old realities into our current existence. Whenever we pull in that old stuff, it starts to feel like we're living Groundhog's Day, like we're living the same life every single day because you're calling in stuff that you recognized a year ago, that you recognized 6 months ago, that you recognized 6 days ago, whenever you have your body has transcended through time, but your consciousness is still stuck in the past. And a lot of times, what keeps us stuck in the past is different triggers and different traumas that still live within our body. So we're still identifying with different pains and triggers from 6 months ago, from 5 years ago, from 10 years ago, when in reality, we should be clearing the slate every single day so that we can approach our day with the best foot forward. And that is exactly why I am committing myself or recommitting myself to daily meditation, daily affirmations, daily breath work, daily journaling. These are the things that put me at my highest peak. We attract our experiences based on the level that we're on. So I'm talking opportunities, I'm talking money, business, love, and romance, relationships with our children, relationships with our partner, relationships at work. We're calling all of that in based on where we are. So it's important to clear the slate every single day. Every day is a new day, and there's so much joyous goodness, deliciousness within that one day that we often miss because we are so still in the past. We are so still in what that person said to us 2 nights ago that still got us feeling a little bent and out of shape. When in reality, today is a treasure. Seize the day. Today is yours to actually take the reins of and pull and turn and twist to your will, to what you want. because you are the leader of your own life. You are the master of your own ship. Even if you believe in God or the universe, that is the waves. The way we captain our own ship is the way that we actually move through those challenges and those difficulties. So I feel like I really could use the ability, because I already know what to do. I just gotta actually freaking implement it. We can't afford to not do our inner work on a daily basis. So the reason why we also are setting the tone for our day, because setting the tone for your day includes your intentions, your moment in space and time of no mind, your moment of mindfulness, your moment of deciding what you're going to be calling in, your moment of I'm making sure that my opportunities are aligned with what I actually want and where I'm going. So that you don't attract an opportunity that day that looks like an opportunity you would have been excited about 12 years ago. It's not even like it's child's play at that point. So I feel like one thing about being a responsible woman in spirituality is taking care of our spiritual hygiene and our spiritual health. So I am rooting into who I know I am. I'm rooting into who I know I will be and who I am becoming. And I'm calling in experiences based on that. I am clearing out any negative energy, any traumatic or triggering uh, falsehood, falsehoods, or anything that is not really who I actually am. And it's just a moment or a blip in time of how I once felt. I dispel old realities. I shift out of things that don't serve me anymore. And I root into the now. I root into the presence. I root into actually what I want, instead of calling in things that are so far beneath me, it's not even funny. But if something is beneath you, if an experience, a person, a place, a thing, an energy, an opportunity, a situation, whatever, if it's beneath you, then you have to act like it. If you don't act like it's beneath you by doing things that show that you are above it, then you are in alignment with that thing. That thing makes sense for you to have. So you can't even get upset about where it's showing up in your life. So, no, you cannot afford to not do your daily inner work, even if it's simply meditation for 7 minutes a day, even if it's simply breath work, even if it's simply you going over your affirmations and you resetting your own nervous system and saying, you know what, I have to go to work today, but I understand that I need to feel like I deserve to be in the room with these people so I don't have imposter syndrome. Let me go over my affirmations to make me feel empowered, to make me feel one with my power when I walk in there. I am intelligent. I have a lot of information that I know. I am an expert in my field. I am smart. I can do anything. There is nothing that I have said that I wanted that I didn't accomplish. Like these are things, these are literally ways that we are filling up our vessels and actually stepping into what we know is possible for us, what is in alignment with us. Not what's in alignment with who you were 15 years ago when you were scared and confused and didn't know what you were doing. You have already embodied that energy and you have shifted a million times since then. So just know that it's natural for certain traumas and triggers to still peep their head in to see, to test you, to see where your calibration is. And it's okay if sometimes you don't pass the test. But what's most important is your next move. And your next move being your best move means you need to actually do the work, means you actually need to get out ahead of what's going on so that you are not swept up in a whirlwind of what happened today. By the time you lay your head on your pillow at night, you're trying to figure out how did everything just take off the way that it did, and you felt like you were just chasing your tail the whole day. That is the last way we want to feel. We want to feel in control of our day. We want to feel like we're in flow and we're open for any opportunity to land, but we want to make sure we are in the receiving energy of attracting the right type of opportunities, the right type of circumstances, so that we're not dealing with something that is child's play today, even though you've done your work and you've manifested and you're in a 5D reality, but you're still dealing with 1D lower level energies. So I hope that this was helpful for you. I hope that you will consider how you can actually pull this into your awareness. You can start with looking up meditations if you've never done it before. I think I will maybe start doing some up here because I love to meditate. It is the thing that transformed my life in 2020. But you can look up meditations, you can look up healing affirmations, you can look up subconscious reprogramming music and healing frequencies. Listen to that. Let it play in your ear. Let it play in your ear. Let you feel the embodiment of that energy that is calling in. And I hope that you have a beautiful and prosperous day and week, and you continue calling in. Even things like this, even this video was made for the people that were ready to see it. All right, so you guys have a phenomenal day. I hope you like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the things to support a new channel, and have a wonderful day. Bye.